Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. This
Why
is
am I
Mark
talking all the
from
time?
Trinidad, and we're broadcasting from Trinidad today.
Drinking an ice cold tea.
See, you just talked.
Mikey, I'm on a webinar. Be
Then go
quiet.
in your room.
You work quietly.
I can't because you're talking all the time.
Right.
Ugh.
Please.
This is Michael Chinley, my son, who's making all the funny noises. Okay? And that's Joshua over there doing his assignment on his computer. You seeing Joshua? Yes. Okay. Excellent.
Josh,
And this is
Ugh.
and this is and this is the marketing mom doing it at Trinley, who is also a homeschooling mom. And because we have siblings in university, the one thing that children at university make you do is they tend to replenish the cash flow. So therefore, hence the reason why I needed to contribute to the income that the family was bringing in. Hillary, why are you a marketing mom strand the wheel?
well, I'm here because I, after having my first child, actually, I am a professional analyst, professional engineer. I went down the road of, being a professional in my career, and that's what I had chosen. And I decided after my daughter was born that I actually didn't want to have to choose between either her being with her and being available to her and actually still providing income to the household. So I decided to find other avenues where I was able to do both. And that's why I am now a marketing mom.
Excellent, marketing mom Trina. And
Trinidad.
today's topic is how to get people to give you their emails in exchange for excellent information that we share with people, because it is a type of a social proof, would you say, that when you give information to somebody in terms of what they need, it's a type of social proof that what we're talking about works. Correct, Hillary? That's
Yes,
why we
yeah,
give away free training. And
yes.
then when you find that that free training gives you, how you would say, almost instant aha moment or a great tip that you can actually use and implement into your marketing today. That's why we give away free training so that people could see that everything else that we talk about does work. And today we're talking about how to match that information that you have and that excellent training that both Hillary and I have getting, how to use that to share with people and get their email in exchange for our value and our training that we're offering. And then also um, how to use that training to get you into your residual income, your recurring monthly subscription, because that is why we market, and that's why we want to share information with people so they too can become excellent marketers, and therefore we all benefit. Correct, Hillary?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes. And where you start is by knowing, specifically who you would like to target. Now, there are two ways of doing it, and one of the ways that Bernie and I have discussed is that you start with there's the if you have somebody you're familiar with a group of people, say, right? Like we are familiar with moms, so we will speak to moms, and our focus would be moms, but within the arena of them wanting to do work or whatever. But the other avenue that you can look at is you out there, you have a product or service that you want to sell. All right. So you have to start with what are the problems then? Or what are the problems that your product or service is actually going to solve? And then you find those people, right, to match that. If they have, you find the people who have those problems and you provide them with that solution, right? And that is basically, I mean, it's a very high level problem solution because basically that's what we're selling. We're selling solutions, right? But you have to know where the problems lie, and you first have to know what the problem is. A lot of people are out there selling, they're selling systems and they're selling items that they don't even know what the problem solves. People aren't just going to buy whatever you have to sell if it's not solving their problem, right? I know, for example, there's a guy recently who was talking about this horrible back pain that he was having one morning. It just popped out of the blue. And for whatever reason, he was on Facebook and he saw an ad that had a solution to back pain. So do you think he was going to click on that ad?
For sure,
Because
because he was in pain.
at that specific problem, at that specific time, right? So what you have to do first and foremost is understand your product. Understand what problems your product is solving, right? And then you have to match the that problem with the pain that the people are feeling. So they're in the network marketing arena, we're talking about people don't have leads. You have to find the language that they're using, and Bernie will talk a little more about the language, right? But you have to find the language that a lack of leads, right? So you have people on social media, and they're in different network marketing companies, and they don't have leads. They may not know that it's leads that they're needing, right? So you have to find the words that they're using that translates to leads. And your system or your solution is going to help them get leads that would help them build their business, build their team, grow their market. That's what they're looking for. All right. So, and what we call that is basically finding your avatar, speaking to your avatar, and getting that product to market match. Right. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about the product to market match. So you have to really know if you're here selling a product or you're selling a service, you have to get into that product and really know what are those problems that they're solving, and you have to then translate those into the same language that people who have those problems are using, and then in your interactions with them, whether it be on social media or email or anything, you have to use that language now, marry it with their pain and your solution, so that when they have a back pain, they're going to click on your stuff. All right? Bernie, how was that? Was that too... You followed everything there?
I pretty much follow what you're talking about, Hillary. Yes, because your solution of relieving the back pain for the person is, say, for instance, if you're an Advil distributor, you're selling pain-killing tablets, then you want to be talking about the fact that the person has a back pain, they cannot go to work, they cannot go skiing because right now is skiing season, they can't lift up their child if they have children because they have a back pain, and they can't even be touched by, because I mean, you and I know that you touch the finger and the back hurts, right? Because the pain is so sensitive, right? So then those are the words you're going to be using, saying, for instance, you know, are you not able to lift your child because your back blew out yesterday? You know, are you missing your child, you know, touching you, or you playing ball with your child, that kind of stuff. Right? That's what we're talking about, right? Knowing the pain and putting a solution in front of the person by using the words that will conjure up the mental pain that the person is having because of their whatever other pain, right? Like, for instance, in our market of teaching other network marketers, other marketing moms. We want to teach other marketing moms how to use their solutions to meet the people or to solve the solution for other people. And instead of saying my product can do this for you or my compensation plan can do this for you, you want to tell them, you know, you want to be home with your kids, this is how you do it. Okay, by you yourself learning how to do capture pages, but also most importantly, by you using words to talk to the words that people already have in their head.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Excellent. So that was a synopsis of what Hillary spoke about. So from using that avatar, okay, the thing that you're going to be doing is building a relationship over time, okay? And you also have to understand the concept that discipline and consistency trumps talent. So, fine, you don't have the talent yet, you don't know what the words are, but that's okay. If you keep doing it, okay, you're going to have the talent. If you constantly are in action doing what you're supposed to be doing according to the training, you will have the talent and develop the talent. So that's why Hillary and I can be so awesome today. All right. So now a little bit, okay, so by what Hillary spoke just now about speaking to your avatar using the words that are already in their head, you are saying, you are working on how you speak rather than what you say. All right? Because two people could be saying the same thing, but they won't get that, how you call it, that chemical reaction, that that making that person stop in their tracks to say, hey, what did you say? You know, how you say it is very important. All right? And that also comes with consistency. Saying it again and again, you get more fluid, you get more confidence, and you do it very well. The other thing is you got to be reading books. You got to be constantly being in courses to, how you would say,
Developing yourself.
inspire that creativity in you. Bring out that creativity. Because when you are you versus you trying to be Hillary or myself, people are going to see a replication. I was actually I went to check out a group chat on Facebook the other day, marketing group. And 7 out of the 20 people had the same, how you call it, profile picture on their Facebook profile. You know, that's not being you. You've got to be unique, okay? Because if somebody sees the same profile picture repeat, they're gonna like, no, this is not, you know, that's not for me. I don't want to be like everybody else, okay? So that's what we're talking to you marketing for moms, because we really feel it for moms that you got to get to your goal, you know, of being with your children instead of colleagues, you know. Anyway, so reading books is important. Being present, okay? Now, when you're present online, we're talking about the posts that you do. Hillary mentioned it.
Yes.
The posts that you do. So you want to do at least, what, 5, 10 posts a day? You find your comfort number, okay? You want to do what? Sorry?
No, I was just saying, I would say I would do 10.
You want to do,
Depends on how many.
you do 10.
Yeah.
And if you want to know how somebody who's working can do 10 posts, you want to check our previous training, right? I think it was our first training on Hootsuite, but anyway.
Second, yeah. Check out Hootsuite.
Second or first. Right. So you want to do at least one content per day, meaning you learned something yesterday, you learned something today, you want to spin it and make it your own, your training. And then you want to do ads. All right? So those are the 3 ways that you're going to get to be present online. Okay? Now, how do you get people to click on your ads? You get the people to click on your ads by being present online through your posts and through your content, and having the concept that you're constantly giving value to people, so that when they do see your ad, enough people say, hey, I know that person. I can't remember where I saw her, but that name sounds familiar, so maybe I'll check it out. And then they check it out, and your training is awesome. Your whatever your giveaway is great and appealing to them, so therefore they go check it out. All right. So one of the one mistake that is constantly repeated as well, besides the fact that people use the same profile picture on their Facebook, is that people don't listen as much as they talk. Okay, so yes, you do your posts, but it's also very important that at least twice a day, Hillary, or is it 3 times a day, that you actually go on. 3 times a day you do it. You actually go on the social site and engage with people. Yes?
Yes, and I can't tell you how important that is, because whereas, and I think last week we mentioned this, that I've upped my engagement to the 3 times a day now, and I've seen the difference, because whereas before I thought engaging was just post, right? Engaging is you actually have to comment with people, and that goes for not only your social media posts but also your content. So if you have a blog or a video there and somebody goes and comments on it, you need to go and comment back, give them a reply, so that they know that, okay, this is a person who actually cares about my welfare and my ability to grow. Yeah, they've taken the time to come and view your content, to comment on it. You should take that time back to respond to them. It's just a matter of attitude.
Yes, and it's all to do with building relationship, right? It's also to do with building trust. Because when you trust is very important. I'm not going to buy from you unless I trust you. Okay, because there are so many people out there with scams. I mean, I don't like that word, but there are a lot of people out there. Reality is there are a lot of people out there with scams. Okay, I got one yesterday. I thought he was a real guy, and then I realized, oh my gosh, this guy is just doing crazy stuff, and I immediately blocked him. You got 2 yesterday?
I got 2 last week off of LinkedIn.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you put yourself out there, but just be very quick to shut those people down if they are ultimately there just to get money out of you and don't give you anything in return. Okay, so that's why Hillary and I are always going for giving people value, and value to the point that you get better results today if you follow what we talked about. Right? And the next thing that you need in order to have the concept to get people to be attracted to you, so that they give you the email when you share great offers, is the confidence that what you're sharing is great. And as Hillary talked about, knowing your product, confidence is basically being 100% sure that what you're talking about is going to do what you are promising people that it will do for them. All right? So once you have that confidence in your product, because you've really studied it and you've used it yourself and you are getting results, then, go out there and just share excellent ways that people can be like you and get leads and eventually sales.
Yeah. And I mean, that is a crucial point, because I just recently, somebody was recommending a book to me, for example, really, and it was so funny because they're telling me, you should read this book, it's a great book. So I'm like, so what did you like about it? Well, I didn't read it. So why are you recommending? So that is, that is the effect that I was a little taken, and it's only within recent time that I've actually understood the value of that now, where you can't recommend something to somebody if they don't have any idea what what it's about, you know. So it's very important knowing your product, having used your product, and especially with information products, you know, you want to get into it. It's like a textbook, you know. Like, would you trust a professor if he comes to you and says, "Okay, we're doing this text, we're going through this textbook," and he looks at it and says, "Oh wait, I don't know this one."
Exactly. You're not going to trust the professor if that's how he comes to class.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I heard a story also of a professor. I mean, it actually happened with my daughter. He he loves to learn. This guy, professor, he loves to learn, and he used to be. I don't remember his field, but anyway, this school that my daughter was going to needed an economics teacher. So he was like, okay, I'll do that. He never taught economics before. All right. Now understand that everybody lives economics every day. Okay. So what he did is that he spent the whole summer before he started classes in September really pouring into that book and learning everything about that book and then planning his rollout for the year.
right.
And you know, you wouldn't believe that it was the very first time that he was teaching the course, but he did his homework. All
Right.
right. So it just goes to show, even if you pour over your product 1 week, you know, and really dig into your product and figure out what it is that you're going to do. Just pick out 2 things out that you're going to do and do it, you
Yeah.
know, and then you can talk from social proof. It's really not, you have to study it for a year. You don't have to do that with information products in affiliate marketing. Really pour into it for 1 week and just go out there and use it, you know? So, so yes, and when you show, like my mentor always talks about, Diane Hodge always talks about raising your energy just 5% more than you were yesterday, building that confidence in your product that you're talking about, having trust, you know, being able to share your, you know, that you trust, how you would say, building trust in from other people because of how you move. Okay, you're not going to say and recommend stuff, as you say, that you haven't tried yourself or you haven't read. Okay, and building relationships. Those are the ways, and knowing your actor, those are the ways that you're going to get people to give their emails very quickly to you when you put offers out there.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I said a little roundabout, but that's the gist of it.
Yeah. People buy from those who they know, they like, and they trust.
Excellent. So, Hillary,
Yes.
what book do you recommend for people to, how you would call it, raise that creativity in them?
Raise the creativity.
Yeah, because that's how you show yourself. That's how you show you. And if most people actually are so busy living that
Yeah.
they really don't know who they are.
Well, then in that instance, one book that I just reread actually a few months ago was The Alchemist. It kind of reaffirmed who I was. It reminded me actually of my goals and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And it reminded me that I am able to do it. All right. That's The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. You know, so
By who, Coelho?
Paulo Coelho.
Paulo Coelho.
Yes.
Excellent.
It's not a marketing book, but it's just one of those books that lifts you up, you know, and makes you like, yes, I can.
Right. Excellent. And that's what you want. That's what you want to be doing. You want to be reading those stuff. You want to be in courses. And of course, you want to be in mastermind groups like Hillary and myself. And at our, also our other mastermind group that we're in, that we're going to meet tonight. So
Yeah.
anyway, for my book that I'd like to recommend is Andy, what's his name, boy? The name of the book is even eluding me right now. It's about Andy going through his journey about he didn't like anything about his life, and Andy Andrews, I think, is the author. There's my alarm, but we could close up very quickly. It's about him going through his life because he didn't like what was going on. He was in serious debt with his family. He was in a job and he thought that it was going to be the best thing and he's going to have his retirement fund, and it didn't work out and he lost his job and he didn't know how he could tell his wife, and his daughter needed an operation, and he didn't know where he was going to get the money from. He wasn't even paying mortgage, paying his car loan, etc., etc. And he got into an accident, and Andy used this story to show the near-death experience of him going through several people in the past and trying to use their story to say, I am and I can. Okay, so like he met Anne Frank. Anne Frank she was in this room. How could she stay focused and how could she be writing her diary? And she gave him her reason. And then he met, I think it was, Christopher Columbus. That one really stood out for me. Is that, how do you believe that you are going to reach the new world? Christopher was like, somebody has to prove it. And I just decided that I was going to be the one to prove that there is land on the next side of the ocean. And so therefore it gives you the creativity that I can and the inspiration that I can. Yeah. All right? Great. So that was our bonus tip for our training on how to get people to give you their emails very quickly.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks again, and we will see you next week. You'll see the links and emails coming out same time, same channel. All right. Thanks again, Bernie. Have a good evening.
And to you too, Hillary, Marketing Moms Trinidad. Bye.
Bye.